The greatest trick the devil ever pulled wasn't convincing the world he didn't exist. It was convincing the world that health is something you can buy, package, and consume. It was convincing us that the state of our internal organs is directly correlated to the aesthetic of our kitchen counters. Let's be honest with each other right now. We aren't just trying to be healthy anymore. We are trying to perform health. We are curating a biological signal to the world that says, I have my life together. And that performance has a price tag. A very steep one. I remember the exact moment I realized I had hit rock bottom in the wellness trap. It was 3 years ago. I was standing in my kitchen at 600 a.m. staring at a glass of dark green sludge that smelled like lawn clippings and regret. I had just spent $85 on a bag of superfood greens because an influencer with glowing skin and a suspiciously empty schedule told me it would cure my brain fog. I drank it. It was awful. But as I swallowed it, I didn't feel healthy. I felt absolved. I felt like I had paid my daily penance to the gods of wellness. But here is the confession, and it is humiliating to admit. At that time, I was overdrawing my checking account. I was stressed out of my mind about rent. My cortisol levels were through the roof because of financial anxiety. Yet there I was spending nearly $100 on powdered vegetables instead of just buying vegetables. I was prioritizing the aesthetic of health over the foundations of my life. I was broke, anxious, and sleep deprived, but hey, my gut microbiome was theoretically thriving, right? I looked at that empty glass and realized I was chasing a phantom. I wasn't buying health. I was buying a feeling of control. I was buying a momentary relief from the terrifying reality that I am a mortal human being in a chaotic world. So I have to ask you something before we go any further, and I want you to really sit with this. If you stripped away every single product, every subscription, every specialized tool you own related to your well-being, would you actually be less healthy, or would you just feel less validated? Is your health a biological reality, or is it a subscription service you are afraid to cancel? We need to zoom out. This isn't just about me being gullible, and it isn't about you liking nice leggings. This is about the wellness industrial complex. We are living in a society that has successfully commodified survival. The global wellness economy is valued at over $1.5 trillion. Let that sink in. Trillion with a T. For an industry that large to sustain growth, it requires a very specific condition. You must never, ever feel well. If you felt well, you would stop buying. The system is designed to keep you in a state of perpetual you are almost fit enough. You are almost hydrated enough. You are almost centered enough. You just need one more product to cross the finish line. We are bombarded by the illusion of success. In modern American culture, health has become a status symbol. Being thin, having clear skin, and drinking alkaline water isn't just about longevity. It's a moral signal. It says I have the time and the money to care about this. When we see someone walking out of a boutique Pilates class with a $60 water bottle, we don't just see a workout. We see wealth. We see discipline. We see a life that is under control. And because our actual lives often feel out of control thanks to inflation, political polarization, and the general burnout of late-stage capitalism, we try to buy that control back. We treat our bodies like projects to be managed because we can't manage the world around us. It is the ultimate peer pressure. We aren't keeping up with the Joneses anymore. We are trying to keep up with the algorithms. But here is the hard data of reality. Despite spending more on wellness than any other nation, Americans are statistically more stressed, more sleep-deprived, and more chronic illness-prone than ever. We are the most optimized sick people in history. We have swapped actual health, which is boring, slow, and mostly free, for performative health, which is exciting, expensive, and looks great on Instagram. We have been tricked into thinking that self-care is a purchase, when in reality, self-care is often the discipline to not purchase. So how do we unplug from the matrix? I cut 11 major purchases from my budget. But today, I want to group them into 7 specific categories of spending that I realized were holding me back, not making me better. The magic bullet: supplements, greens, powders, and specialized vitamins. Let's start with the elephant in the room, the supplement graveyard. You know exactly what I'm talking about. The shelf in your pantry filled with half-empty bottles of pills that promise to fix your energy, your hair, your digestion, and your soul. Why do our brains love these? It's the magic bullet theory. Psychology tells us that humans are desperate for shortcuts. Complexity is terrifying. The idea that health requires consistent sleep, stress management, and a balanced diet over 10 years is overwhelming. But a pill, a scoop of powder, that's easy. That's actionable. When you click buy on a bottle of ashwagandha or a bag of AG1, you get a hit of dopamine. You feel like you have solved the problem before the package even arrives. You are buying hope in a capsule. But here is the hard truth. Most of these supplements are effectively expensive urine. Unless you have a clinically diagnosed deficiency confirmed by a blood test, your body simply excretes the excess water-soluble vitamins you are flooding it with. I calculated that I was spending nearly $150 a month on greens, powders, collagens, and adaptogens. That is $1,800 a year. For what? For a placebo effect that wore off by noon. The stress of paying for these supplements was doing more damage to my body than the supplements were doing good. We are trying to out-supplement a bad lifestyle. We are trying to buy nutrients to compensate for the fact that we are too tired to cook. Ask yourself this. Are you buying this supplement because a doctor told you you need it or because an influencer made you feel like you were missing out on a secret? The swap eat real food. It sounds condescending, but it's the revolution. A bag of spinach is $2. A banana is 25 cents. Frozen berries are cheap. The bioavailability of nutrients in actual food is superior to any powder. If you want a magic bullet, drink a glass of water and go to bed an hour earlier. That is the only real performance enhancer. The aesthetic hydration, the Stanley Cup phenomenon. Next up, we have to talk about the fetishization of water. I cut out buying status water bottles and specialized hydration multipliers. Why do we do this? Why did the Stanley Cup become a cultural icon? It is the commodification of a basic biological function. Carrying a massive, colorful brand name vessel is a signifier. It signals to the office, to the gym, and to yourself, I am a hydrated person. I am a responsible adult. It is an adult pacifier. We cling to these items because they are a tangible representation of self-care that sits on our desks. It's a way to participate in a trend that feels healthy without actually requiring any physical exertion. The hard truth is that hydration has become a competitive sport, and it's costing you money and mental bandwidth. You do not need electrolytes for sitting at a desk answering emails. You do not need alkaline water. You do not need a fifth vessel to transport liquid from a tap to your mouth. When we obsess over the method of delivery, we lose sight of the function. We have people with collection shelves of water bottles, plastic and steel monuments to consumerism while the planet burns. It is the height of irony to buy multiple eco-friendly, reusable bottles. Ask yourself this. Does this water bottle make the water taste better, or does it make me look better holding it? The swapper glass, or the water bottle you already own. There's no upgrade needed. Drink tap water filtered if you must. Your body is a highly advanced filtration system. It knows how to handle water. Stop paying a tax on your thirst. The costume of health, premium athleisure. I stopped buying expensive activewear. I stopped believing that I needed a $100 pair of Lululemon Align leggings to have a valid yoga practice. Psychologically, this is what experts call enclosed cognition. It's the belief that if you dress the part, you will embody the traits associated with that clothing. We buy the expensive gear because we are trying to buy the identity of a fit person. We think that if we spend the money on the outfit, we are financially committed to the workout. It's a guilt tax. We hope the price tag will force us off the couch. But the hard truth, it rarely works. In fact, it often creates a barrier to entry. I used to be afraid to go to the gym because I didn't have the right matching set. I was worried about looking poor in a space designed for health. This is insane. The industry has convinced us that movement requires a uniform. We have monetized the simple act of stretching your limbs. By turning fitness into a fashion show, we have excluded the people who need it most and created a financial barrier to our own movement. Ask yourself this. Are you waiting to have the right outfit before you start running? If you are, who are you running for? The audience or your heart? The swap, wear the old t-shirt, the one with the bleach stain. Wear the shorts you bought at Target 5 years ago. Sweat does not care how much your outfit costs. There is a profound freedom in working out in ugly clothes. It reminds you that you are there to work, not to model. The data-driven anxiety wearable tech. I ditched the newest Apple Watch, the Oura Ring, and the Whoop strap. I stopped upgrading my trackers. Why do we love these? Control. We are obsessed with quantification. We live in a data-driven world, and we believe that if we can measure it, we can master it. We want a readiness score to tell us how we feel because we have completely lost touch with our own interoception, our internal body awareness. We trust an algorithm more than we trust our own nervous system. The hard truth is that these devices often cause orthosomnia, a medical term for sleep anxiety caused by sleep trackers. I used to wake up feeling fine, check my ring, see a 60% readiness score, and immediately feel tired. The data became a self-fulfilling prophecy. I was outsourcing my intuition to a silicon chip. Furthermore, the subscription models for these devices are predatory. You are renting your own biometric data. You are paying a monthly fee to be told you are tired. You know you are tired. You were there when you didn't sleep. Ask yourself this. Do you truly need a watch to tell you to stand up? Or have you just stopped listening to your body scream for movement? The swap, listen to your body. It is free and it is always right. If you wake up energized, you are energized. If your legs feel heavy, rest. Relearning to listen to your own biological signals is a skill that is far more valuable than any data set. Trust your internal hardware. The purity rituals, detoxes, and cleanses. I completely cut out juice cleanses, detox teas, and reset programs. This is perhaps the most insidious part of the industry. It plays on our religious instinct for purification. We binge on food and alcohol, and then we seek absolution through a cleanse. It is a cycle of sin and repentance. The marketing tells us we are toxic, filled with sludge and chemicals, and that only this expensive system can purify us. It appeals to our desire for a clean slate. The hard truth, it is biological nonsense. You have a liver, you have kidneys, you have lungs. These are your detox organs, and they work for free 247. They are incredibly efficient. A juice cleanse typically just starves you of fiber, and protein spikes your blood sugar and makes you irritable. You lose water weight, which comes right back. The money I spent on 3-day juice cleanses was literally money flushed down the toilet. It is a form of disordered eating packaged as wellness. Ask yourself this: are you trying to clean your body, or are you trying to punish yourself for enjoying food? The swap fiber and water. If you want to help your body detox, eat an apple, eat beans, drink water. Support the organs that do the work. Stop treating your body like a dirty house that needs to be bleached. Treat it like a garden that needs to be watered. The Tribe Tax Boutique Fitness Classes. I stopped paying $35 per class for boutique cycling and Pilates studios. Why do we pay this? We are paying for community. We are lonely. In a secular world, this 600 AM spin class is our church. The instructor is the priest. The bike is the pew. We pay for the light and the music and the feeling that we are part of a tribe that is striving for something together. It is a valid emotional need, but it has been monetized at an exorbitant rate. The hard truth is that this is financially unsustainable for 99% of people. When you attach your physical fitness to a luxury price point, you make your health fragile. The moment you lose your job or have a financial crisis, you lose your workout routine. I realized that my fitness was dependent on my disposable income. That is a dangerous place to be. Real fitness should be robust, anti-fragile, and accessible regardless of your bank balance. Ask yourself this: are you paying for the workout, or are you paying to be seen in the room where it happens? The swap, the world is your gym. Walking is the most underrated exercise in human history. Calisthenics, push-ups, yoga on YouTube, these are free. I started running outside. I started doing bodyweight squats in my living room. I missed the fancy lighting, sure, but I didn't miss the monthly credit card charge. My fitness became mine, not a rental. The treat yourself trap elaborates skincare and spa products. Finally, I cut out the endless stream of face masks, bath bombs, and 10-step skincare routines. We do this because we conflate pampering with wellness. Marketing has hijacked the term self-care. Audre Lorde, who popularized the term, meant it as a radical act of political preservation. The industry turned it into a bubble bath. We buy these things to soothe us after a brutal work week. It is a numbing agent. We cover our exhausted faces in gold foil masks to hide the fatigue. The hard truth is that no amount of hyaluronic acid can fix a lack of sleep. No bath bomb can wash away the stress of a toxic job. These products are Band-Aids. I was spending hundreds on skincare to get that glow, but the glow comes from blood flow and rest. I was layering products on my face to avoid facing the fact that I was burning out. Ask yourself this: are you buying this to care for yourself or to distract yourself? The swap radical boundaries. Real self-care isn't a purchase, it's a decision. It's saying no to that extra project. It's turning your phone off at 8 p.m. It's sleeping. Sleep is the ultimate skincare routine. It's free, and it actually repairs your cells. Here's what I want you to take away from this. I am not saying you are a bad person if you love your Stanley Cup or your Pilates class. If those things bring you genuine joy, and you can afford them, wonderful, keep them. But I want you to liberate yourself from the belief that you need them to be well. I want you to stop waiting to be healthy until you can afford to be healthy. Cutting these things out of my budget didn't just save me thousands of dollars a year, though it definitely did that. It did something more important. It forced me to face my own body without a buffer. When you strip away the trackers, the powders, and the gear, you are left with just you. And that is where the real work begins. Health is not a transaction. It is a relationship you have with yourself. It is the quiet, unglamorous work of going to bed, drinking water, moving your body, and being kind to your mind. None of those things have a barcode. So here's my challenge to you today. I want you to pick one wellness item in your life that you've been buying out of obligation or insecurity. Just one. And I want you to let it go. Don't buy the refill. Cancel the subscription. See what happens. See if the sky falls. I promise you it won't. You might just find that you were enough all along. Because the most revolutionary thing you can do for your health in a consumerist society is to realize that you already have everything you need. Thank you for listening. Now go drink some tap water.